Hi, everybody. This is Sandy Hinderleiter, and today I am bringing to you my friend Dana Hammerman. And Dana is with Your Fairy Tale Vacations, and she specializes in all things Disney. So, welcome, Dana. And so, tell me, I got it, all things Disney, but tell me what it is you do.
Well, first off, I'm the owner of Your Fairy Tale Vacation, and I'm also what I'd like to call myself a travel advisor, because I am one who I advise my clients on how to navigate Disney because it is so large.
It is, and
It is so large.
and getting
Um,
larger.
so I'm just gonna kind of talk freely a little bit here.
Go for it. Yep.
So, back in 2005, my son was about 3, my daughter was about 20 months, and we went out to Disneyland. And I just saw the kids' eyes just light up. They saw the castle, they saw the characters. And one thing that kind of brought back memories and stuff like that was we were having a character dinner at a place called Goofy's Kitchen, which is at Disneyland Hotel. And it was Sleeping Beauty that came by the table. And then we kept going back to Goofy's Kitchen because they really enjoyed it. So we kept going back for about 3 or 4 days, and Sleeping Beauty kept coming back and visiting our table and everything like that. And it was just great. Well, on the last night before we were getting ready to leave, Mary Poppins stopped by our table.
Ah,
And Mary Poppins said, "Hey, my friend Sleeping Beauty wanted me to tell you that she really missed you tonight and she hopes that you have a safe trip back home."
wow.
And Mary Poppins kind of gave me that wink. And I'm like, "Yeah, I know you are." But of course, the kids didn't know. And I mean, it was just kind of like that moment that they put a connection with the characters, and it was just, it filled my heart.
Yeah.
And then in 2010, well, let's start 2008. I was working with another travel agency owner. I kind of got my feet wet, and I said, why don't we try this on my own? So in 2010, 10 years ago, I
Yeah.
started the agency Your Fairy Tale Vacation. So yeah, it's really exciting, and I'm just amazed that it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it all started.
Yeah. So, the thing that I really appreciate about you is you go multiple times a year yourself,
Yes,
and I'm sure you enjoy it. um,
I love it.
and but you're also doing research while you're there, so you're able to help your customers
Yes.
know, what's new, how to navigate it, where to stay, what's updated, that kind of stuff. So that's one of the things that I appreciate about you is that you really do specialize in Disney. So
Well, and even when, so for example, yes, I do go for research. And last year, I want to say it was probably in September, October, Disney opened up the Skyliner, which is kind of like a gondola system, and it connects a couple of resorts, and it connects a couple of the theme parks. So mainly the theme parks are Epcot and Hollywood Studios.
okay.
Um, in November, right around right before Thanksgiving, my husband and I had a vacation planned, and it was going to be the two of us. Well, my son was away at college, and my daughter was at a thespian convention. Well, things completely changed, and my husband needed to go up to the thespian convention to help out because they were putting a big live show on stage. So they needed his expertise, not expertise, but his help in putting together the set and everything.
Okay.
So I was at a crossroads. Do I go? And if I go, do I bring a friend or do I go solo? Or don't I go? And I literally, we were sitting in my office, and I looked back at my assistant and I said, "You want to go to Disney with me?" So at that moment, basically, we're like, yeah. So my assistant and I went to Disney, and we did experience the Skyliner. We did experience Star Wars Land, because that had opened up in August of last year, or
Right.
part of it did. And then the second half opened up in December of last year.
Yeah.
So, yes, I do go for research, because it is so large, and I need to keep up with what is going on. And I found experiencing it is the best way, so you can come back and tell your clients exactly what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
And even some of the attractions where I will admit I'm a fraidy cat. But
Okay,
you
that's
just have to, I mean, you just have to get on there and you have to experience it. And for example, it was Expedition Everest. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do Expedition Everest, even though I like roller coasters, but going backwards in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was one of those that I said, I experienced it. I can tell my clients what it is. Will I
Yeah.
do it again? Probably not.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's perfect. Because people, when you have had the experience yourself, it just makes you more knowledgeable about what people can experience and expect, rather than just reading what's happening on the brochure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You need that real life.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So who's your ideal client?
My ideal client. This is like one of my favorite questions.
Okay, good.
My ideal clients are families that love spreading magical memories, that love spreading the love, that love getting together, spending time together. Um, and it's not just the parents with the children. And when I say children, I mean young children. It's the parents with the older children. Like I said, I mean, my son's 19 years old and he wants to go again.
Yeah.
It's, I think my favorite client to work with are the multi-generational families. I have one family now that I'm working with. It's mom, dad, two children, actually twins, twin girls, and both sets of grandparents
Oh, fun.
are going. So it's like his parents, mom's parents, and dad's parents with the grandchildren. And I'm like, I want this. I want to see the photos. I want to see how magical it is for them, especially when
Yeah.
they see the castle for the first time.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just, it's wow. That wow factor.
Yep, exactly.
So,
Exactly. So how do your clients benefit from utilizing you rather than just going to Disney and buying tickets and, booking their own trip?
so we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. Because Disney is so large, my clients benefit because I go there. I know how to navigate it. There's multiple forms of transportation. And just I say just recently because 2 years ago, yeah, I think it was 2018, they started a new form of transportation called Disney's minivan, which, you know, I'm spoiled by it. It's a Chevy Traverse van that's red with white polka dots, hence Minnie Mouse mini
Okay.
van.
Exactly.
It holds up to 7 guests, and each van carries 2 certified car seats for children that need the car seats that are underage, that
Right.
can't fit in the regular seat. So that definitely takes up 2 spots. It's definitely an upcharge, and it's more for the deluxe client. I know some value and some moderate clients that would utilize the minivan. It's easier to get around Disney with the minivan. But with that being said, because that is an extra charge, they do still have the complimentary transportation, the monorail, the bus service, the friendship boats. So there's lots and lots of different forms of transportation, lots and lots of different attractions. Um, there's over 25 different resorts. There's over 100 different restaurants. So it's huge. So by me going there at least 2-3 times a year, I definitely do different things when I'm there. I eat in different restaurants. There are some restaurants that I'll go back to, like for breakfast or something, but I try and hit at least 2 or 3 new restaurants while I'm there.
Yeah.
Disney just opened up a brand new resort last year called Riviera. It's a Disney Vacation Club resort, but a guest will also book there and pay cash.
Okay.
And
so
they just
hearing you talk, so just hearing you talk about what's all available, I don't know how anybody would want to book a vacation on their own, because it's completely, I mean, just listening to you talk, I'm completely overwhelmed with, where do I stay? What do I do? What do I eat? What do I,
Exactly.
what order do I go to the attractions, and how long do I stay? And, I mean, it's like,
So let me just kind of go into this a little bit. When I first get the phone call or get the email from a client, I like to have a consultation with them over the phone. And the first thing they usually say to me is, I've tried and it's very stressful.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this is how I want you to look at it. I want you to take it in pieces or in stages. First, we're going to figure out where you want to stay.
Yeah.
That's the most important, because that's where you're going to sleep.
Right.
The second thing is, okay, let's talk about tickets. How many days do you want to play in the parks? Do you want to play at the water parks? Then the third is, let's talk about dining. They have 4 dining plans now, and they're like, wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, so it is a lot.
So that's why we take it in steps. Sometimes we talk about all the steps in the one phone call, so they kind of have an idea. But when I go, because I have to book the complete package.
Right.
So that's why we talk about it. But you can modify the package up until the day before final payment.
Okay.
So for example, I get a lot of clients that don't think they're going to want to do the parks the first day when they first arrive. Well, as they keep thinking, and when they see that their flight's going to arrive at 11, 12 o'clock in the morning, why not take advantage of a half a day or 3/4 of a day in a park day?
Yeah.
And then you got all the different parties. You have Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. You have Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. You have the Villains Party. There's just so much that you have to kind of really think about. And that's why I call myself the travel advisor.
Yeah.
Because I'm advising them of all this. And ultimately, it's their decision. And I'm just here to guide them through it. And I'm available to them when they have questions.
Well, Dana, I think that the people who've been listening to this can see that you do know your Disney stuff. So how do people contact you?
I'm available. Okay, I do have a Facebook page. Your Fairy Tale Vacation is a Facebook page.
Okay.
However, when you message me through there, it's probably going to pop up with an automated message that you must email me, because I do not communicate through Facebook.
Gotcha.
That's just me.
Okay.
So email, phone, email and phone are usually the best that you can contact me.
Okay, great. Well, Dana, thank you so much for being with me today, and I appreciate your expertise. And we will talk soon.
Great, thank you. I appreciate it. Have a great one. Have a magical afternoon.
Thanks, you too.
Okay.